Hi boys and girls. So this week you practiced measurement. So you've been measuring height and you measured some length yesterday. And today you're going to practice measuring with some different tools. So for this activity, you're going to need some type of tool to measure with. Not a ruler. We're talking about non-standard units of measurement, which can be anything you have a lot of as long as they're the same. So as you can see, my tool for today is going to be paper clips. So I have a bunch of paper clips here. They're different colors, but they're all the same size. So because they're all the same size, I can use them as my measurement tool. So I'm going to be measuring some things that I can find in my house with paper clips. And you are going to do the same. So you don't have to use paper clips. If you don't have paper clips, you can use pennies, or you can use crayons if they're all the same length. You can use Legos if they're the same. Anything that you can find in your house, that's the same. But I chose paper clips. So this is what your paper looks like. And on the top, you're going to write your measurement tool. So here I wrote paper clips. If you're measuring with Legos, you'll write Legos. If you're measuring with pennies, you'll write pennies. If you're measuring with paper clips like me, then you would write paper clips. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure different things that you want to measure that you can find in your house with your measurement tool. So for me, it's paper clips. So there's 3 boxes here. The first one is the object that you are measuring, and a parent can help you write these words because we're focusing on the measurement, not necessarily our spelling right now. So if a parent wants to help you with spelling your words, that's fine. So you're going to write the object, whatever you're measuring, in this box. This word says estimation, which means a guess. So you're going to guess how long your object is, or how many paper clips or whatever you're using it will take to measure your object. And then actual is when you measure it and you actually write down how many paper clips or whatever object you are using. Okay? So for my first object, as an example, I am going to measure my iPad. So I'm just going to turn this for a second. I'm going to measure my iPad. So I'm just going to write the word iPad. That is my object. Okay, and then I'm going to make a guess. So here is my iPad, and I think that it's going to take 10 paper clips to measure my iPad. So that's my guess. So I'm just going to write in my estimation what my guess is. I think it's going to take 10. I could be right, I could be wrong, doesn't matter, that's just what I think. After I make my guess, I'm just going to move this to the side, I'm going to actually measure my iPad, and I'm going to measure it lengthwise. So I would put my paper clips on my iPad. I'd start at the very edge, and I want to make sure my paper clips are touching. If I leave space, that's not a true measurement. They have to be touching, so I don't leave any space in between. So I'm just going to line my paper clips up as best I can, right across the top. You could also measure on the side here, but I thought this would be easier to see. Okay, and it looks like, well, I could move this up a little bit. It looks like my last paper clip doesn't fit, so it's going to take about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about 7 paper clips long, my iPad. So in the box here, I'm going to write a 7. So I have my object, iPad. How many paper clips did I think it was going to be? I thought it was going to be 10 paper clips long. And then when I actually placed my paper clips on it to measure, it turned out to be 7 paper clips long. Okay, like I said, if you're using something else besides paper clips, that's fine, as long as it's the same. Okay, maybe I wanted to measure this eraser. So I do the same thing. I'm going to write in my box, eraser. That's what my object is. And now I'm gonna estimate. I think it's going to take 3 paper clips to measure the length of my eraser. So I'm going to write 3 in my box. And then I'm going to actually measure with my paper clips on my eraser. So I put 1 here, 2, 3, and that looks like it's it. 4 wouldn't fit. So it was 3, and I'm gonna write 3. On that one, my estimation, my guess was correct. I thought it would take 3 paper clips. I thought it would be 3 paper clips long, and it was 3 paper clips long. Okay, I'll do one more. Maybe I'll do this whiteboard. Okay, so here I have a whiteboard, and I'm going to write on my paper. Okay, see, I wrote whiteboard on my paper. I'm going to guess that this whiteboard is going to be 9 paper clips long. So I'm going to write 9 because that's how many paper clips long I think this whiteboard is going to be. And then I'm going to actually guess. I mean, not guess, I'm going to actually do it and see how many paper clips long it is. And sometimes when you measure with a non-standard unit, which is just something that you find in your house, like we find paper clips, pennies, Legos, you're not going to get an exact measurement. It's not always going to be exactly how many paper clips or how many will fit, but you can just do your best. Oh, this one actually does fit pretty well. Okay, and I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, I was right again. So I'm going to write 9 in my box. So these are just the guesses that I happen to take. These happen to be correct. My first one I was a little bit off. I thought it would take 10 and it only took 7. But my eraser and my whiteboard, I guessed pretty well. Doesn't matter what you guess. It's just for you to write what you think. So they don't have to match. And then after I'm done, all of these would be filled. So you're going to measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 objects in your house. Whatever objects you choose. You can choose a stuffed animal, you can choose a toy, you can choose to measure a chair in your house, or a table, or a cereal box. Anything you can find in your house that you want to measure, you are welcome to do that. And you're going to measure with all the same tool. So if you're choosing paper clips, you're going to measure all your objects with paper clips. If you're choosing pennies, you're going to measure all your objects with pennies. If you're choosing Legos, just make sure that they're the same size Lego, and you're going to measure all your objects and Legos. And then when you're all done, it'll be interesting to see if your estimations, your guesses, were close to your actual measurements. So this is just a fun activity for you to practice measuring some different things around your house. Have fun.